This is going to be a little bit of a messy piece of code, and I'll explain why in a minute. But basically, what I'd like to talk about is how to show different data for different students in the same school based on their year level. So, for example, at this school, I have IB and IGCSE students. Now, I actually have a JavaScript file that I put all permanent JavaScript scripts in and call. However, this current example I'm showing you isn't going to be used in the next semester, and I already know that. So I've left it directly on the report. It only applies to this one report. It is not good practice to load your scripts into your report pages. You should always call your scripts, link to the JavaScript file, and call them. However, that being said, this is what I've done, and it will make a nice little code demonstration here. The basic concept is really simple. I am looking for the student's grade, and I'm pulling the grade from, one second, here. Oh, I've lost it, from here. Pulling the grade from here. So I'm just calling the grade level from the database, and I gave this table cell the ID grade check. You could be using divs or anything. I just gave it an ID. And then here I'm referencing the ID. So get element by ID grade check, enter HTML, which you have to use with tables. And basically, if it's 9 or 10 and this is very sloppy, you could easily iterate through this much more efficiently. And if I were going to take this and put it in the validate.js file, I would definitely iterate through this. Anyway, what it's going to do is if it's 9 or 10, which is IGCSE, it is going to show a table. Now, these alerts are from when I'm testing the file, so I can get a visual flag that it's working. All right. And when I want to hide the table, I'm hiding it from anyone who is 11 and 12. And I'm doing that because the IB students and the IGCSE students, they get some different information at the bottom of their report card. So the IGCSE students, they get this coordinated science grade. So they have their IGCSE coordinated science subjects, and then they have their reported grade for the subject. So we can, in this layout, if we want to, we can show the individual subjects up here. So we can show biology, physics, chemistry, and a grade for each. And then we can show the coordinated grade down here. Now in this example, it's the same, but that doesn't matter. The point is that based on enrollment, we can show these, and then we can show the coordinated grade here. If you wanted to, for example, enroll students through PowerSchool into a CAS program, then you could assign a value to CAS. I mean, if you have a way to measure CAS and you could represent that, then you could actually assign a student's value in a custom field, or like I said, through the gradebook. You could pull that value in here, and if they're in grades 11 and 12, you can show it. And if they're in grades 9 and 10 and not in IB and doing CAS, you could hide it. So you can actually use this concept for anything. The point is that for this school, which is grades 9 to 12, we can represent multiple types of data on one HTML report card. And we can turn things on and off just by hiding them, by changing their color, or by working on their visibility. So you can also hide something by setting its properties to hidden instead of to setting the display property to be visible. Now, depending on how you do your scheduling, you may have, for example, IB students in two separate sections, but only one section is reporting the grades. So, for example, I've got IB higher level English students. Now, they are they could be in a class with standard level kids and then once or twice a week be in their own class, but I'm going to have the teacher record all the grades for the higher levels and the standard levels in one gradebook section. All right. For whatever reason, sometimes schools put kids together and split them up during the week, but only report on them in one section or one course or however you have your configuration. So what I wanted to do was be able to show only one grade and then simply list the students that were in the higher level. And that's it. So that parents would know which courses they had at the higher level, because the grade that they're getting is actually the higher level grade. Now, you could show the students explicitly in higher level only. Like if you're doing that, it's fine. And I'm not in charge of scheduling, so I have to try to work with the data as it comes. So I've got the basic grade table here. And what it's going to do is it's going to display anything where the section number is not like higher level, because if it's a higher level section number, we have HL in the section number. And then down here, I'm going to display everything that's like higher level. So I'm going to skip it here and hide it, and I'm going to show it here. And what I've done is I'm pulling from these two tables here, and I'm joining them together. So this is the kind of key here, and I am using stored grades. So what it looks like when you're done is it looks something like this. So you have your subjects and your course ID grade. You can hide this or show it. I like to put it in because if parents call and have a question, they can be very, very specific. Course ID 112, and we can look it up and find it very quickly. There's the grade. We're doing grades out of 7, and here's the term. And then courses taken at the higher level, it's listing it. So the parents know that the biology class is higher level, mathematics is higher level, and chemistry is higher level. So that's how we have this done. And again, I think it's a pretty straightforward solution. If you can make this work, you can do the same and make this work.